Good afternoon, Nigerian time, and I want to welcome everybody to the very first class of Digital Marketing Pro. And I want to also let all of us know that this is a very, very unique time for us, and we are very, very excited because it's our test project, and it's not only our test project, but we have been able to see that it's really bringing in a lot of income to some of our students who have participated in other courses. So this is like more of a refresher to those of us that already are familiar with Microsoft Word. But no matter how familiar you are to Microsoft Word, there's something new always coming up, like some features that I'll be showing us very soon. And it's also to make us understand that most of the documents that we're going to be creating is to actually express what our skill is all about. Take, for example, like the message I sent to your WhatsApp platform earlier on, whereby a student of ours actually has a fish farm, and then he was able to take pictures of the fish and came up with a very nice brochure for the size of his fish and how well they are. He was able to come up with also a kind of training video where he did something like this using Microsoft Word to come up with various documents that he was always showing his customers. And at the end of the day, him not being where the customers were, he was able to pass the information to them that this was what he could offer. And people were actually taking such classes and also buying his fish. So I'm just giving that as an example to say that whatever you are doing, whether you are a tailor, if you are a welder, whatever skill you have, your own is just to develop a brochure or a document using Microsoft Word to and take pictures to explain to the world or the digital world that this is what and what you can offer. Now, those documents you are going to come up with before now, the kind of word that most of us know about, when you come to the environment now, it's relatively new. And there are a lot of new features that will make your document look very, very attractive. So we are going to be looking at those documents. But one thing we need to understand first is that Word is a very powerful word processing tool has that has become a cornerstone for modern uh, communication. But before I go on, I would like to make you understand that this is Engineer Sankoro speaking to you, and I lecture in computer science department. I have been in this industry since 2012, lecturing all aspects of computer, and I'm very happy to have you as my virtual students, whereby I'll be giving you different tips of what you need. We're just using Word and Excel that's for us an intro to this particular course that we're trying to come up with. The truth about it is that these videos are recorded, which we actually go to our YouTube channel. And for those people that want to participate in this lecture hereafter, there will not be opportunity to have a live session like this. And there will be a lot of things that we have to edit off. And like most of what I'm saying now will be edited off and then placed on the YouTube channel. So there are a lot of information that you gain in the live section. That's what I'm trying to say. And then than the YouTube section. But YouTube section is just usually a short video that will drive home the message, and then we'll be able to get what we need to get from those sections. But when we have a live sessions like this, we have an opportunity to ask questions. We have an opportunity to interact with me one on one, and maybe pause for me to maybe further explain a particular concept I'm trying to say. So whether you are a student or you are a professional, you are a creative individual, whatever you are in the walks of life, that skill that you have is usually being documented using Word. And Word offers you the means for you to be able to create, edit, and format these documents with precision and ease. most times you use your Mac, your phone, your smartphone to do most of these things. The more advanced you are in the industry, the more digital you become in the sense that you start using your phones to do most of these things. So in this lecture, we're just going to introduce to you the fundamental aspects of Microsoft Word and provide you an overview of all the topics we're going to be looking at in this training. Now, when you open your Word, Microsoft Word environment, this is exactly what you're going to see. Most of us back then are not really familiar with most things we see now. So you may be feeling a bit confused about some characters and some functionalities. Before now, we all need to understand that, or if I want to pause this video now and ask yourself, oh, what is the name for this. Most times when we open Word, this is what we see, and next thing we start typing and everything. And if I ask a question now, what is this name called? Most of us we don't know. You understand? So we're going to have an interface overview whereby we'll have to appreciate all that we have before you, and you know where each function or functionality is and how to go about it. Now, the question I asked you earlier on by saying that what is the name of this place is actually a ribbon. It's called a ribbon. Before now, it's usually called, people call it a menu bar, which may not be very wrong. Some call it a functional toolbar. A lot of names have been called, but what Microsoft has called it is a ribbon. Now, where you have all the functions organized into different specifications and placed in various tabs. Now, the first one that you come across is your file tab. Now, your file tab, when you click on it, you can see it here. When you click on it, this is what you will see. What it shows you is the home, the new, the open, info, save, and save as, and other keys. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that when you want to open a new document, this is where you come to. By clicking on the document, these are different templates that you use. So maybe take, for example, you want to do something on something like your CV and your resume. There's a template for that. Or you want to do a calendar snapshot to have a calendar and then design the calendar and put all your dates on it. That may be the dates that you want to. There are some special functions that you want to do for that day. This is where you. This is the template that you use. But in the course of this training, we're going to be using a blank template when we want to start our work. Now, your recent documents that you have worked on, you will find them also listed in that file tab. So in the file tab, actually, what you have is something that has to do with the whole document entirely. It is part of the ribbon, but it's not actually part of the ribbon. That's why when you put on your Microsoft Word, what you see as default is your home because your ribbon actually starts from home. But file is actually put on the background so that you'll be able to have it as if you can easily access it. That's what it means. You understand? So, but at when the first thing that you see is usually the home, or rather that the ribbon starts from the home. I'm going to explain every aspect of what you are looking at before you. So, in the home, like I said, you have the basic functions that you use in editing your document. Like if you want to change the font of your document, you can click on this section, which is the font section, to either make a highlighted text to be bold or on its italics form or even underlined, or you want to have a cross over it, have a subscript or a superscript upon it, have special characters. All these are done with your font. You also have your clipboard whereby you can cut an highlighted text, or you can copy an highlighted text, or you can copy the format of that text. This is a very powerful tool used in Word that most people don't know about it, but most times if you know how to use it, it is very easy because you also have it in Word, you have it in Excel, you have it in PowerPoint. The basic function of this tool is just to copy the function, or sorry, the font of a particular text. Let's take, for example, I want to make this to look like this, or that the way this is looking as an interface overview, I want ribbon to also look like it too. All I need to do is to highlight this, click on this button, and click on this ribbon I want it to be like. It automatically converts to it. So we do not have to now start highlighting, going to bold, going to italics, and just trying to format it to look like this. Immediately use this functionality. Everything here turns to like this. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you have your clipboard there. You also have your font all in the home tab. You also have your paragraphs if you want to edit your text to align in different formats. You have your paragraphs to help you out there. You have your left aligned, you have your center aligned, you have your right aligned, and you have your justify. You also have your line spacing, that's in the way you want your lines to be spaced. You also have it there. Then you have the buckets that will put an actual color to your device. Then you have your boxes. Maybe when you have you have inserted tables, you want to have them underlined. All these are tools that you can use in editing your paragraph or any paragraph that you have. Maybe take for example, you have a list of um, characters or text that you want to list out. You all have it in your paragraph section. So all these functions, they are all buttons or keys that you can use to effect a change on an highlighted text. So when we are configuring our device, we are going to be using most of or one, not all of them, but we will see that we will be using um, a function after the other. Then your style, if the style you want your highlighted text to look like. These are the templates for you to use. Maybe take for example, you want to find a particular text on your document that you've typed. You have typed a project or a book, and you want to find the text or correct something in the text. You use the editing section. So all these sections are all in the home tab. Now, the next tab we should look at is the Insert tab. On the Insert tab, this is where you have the various documents or rather commands that will help you to um, insert an information into your document. Now, the the sorry for that. So you have information that we insert a table, maybe you want tables to be inserted into your document. It's in the insert tab that you have those tables. Or maybe you have pictures you want to insert into your document. It is in the insert tab that you have the pictures or illustrations to illustrate. Maybe you want to illustrate a particular thing or a narrative, like charts, smart arts. You want to do an illustration on your document. It is on the insert tab that you perform those tasks. You also have some other add-ins like Wikipedia to know the history behind a particular text or highlighted phrase, or you want to maybe go online and stream videos directly your from the document you are doing. You have to go to the media section and then you have that sorted out. Or you have links, maybe like bookmarks, cross-referencing that you also want to link your documents with. You have all those functions all listed out here, and then it makes you take, for example, your header and footer. Maybe you want to add page numbers to your document. It's your footer you use, your header, you want a consistent information for all the pages of your document. You use your header in doing that. Or you want to insert an equation, maybe you're typing an equation or a symbol into the document. Use the symbol section in doing all that. So having said all these functionalities are in the inserting tab. Now let's go to the design tab. We are going to be looking at each and every one of them. so that we familiarize ourselves with what we have in each and every tab. So that when we are developing our CVs or any other documents, what we just need to do is to go to the various tabs where those functionalities are, and we'll do those functionalities one after the other. What I actually want is a situation whereby, or rather, the way I want to look at it is like this. Let's say, for example, you are building a house. There are different things you need to do, like laying your foundation, getting to your DPC, or getting to your putting your windows, your blocks, and everything. You don't just carry the house from nowhere and put there. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have different sections. That is how it is when you are building a document in Microsoft Word. There are various sections and various things to do in those sections, and those things to do are in a tab. That's just a summary of it all. So the design tab actually offers tools for enhancing the visual appearance of your document, which provides access to document themes, their colors, their fonts, and all that. So the next tab you will also look at is your it's actually called page layout tab, but Microsoft will just prefer to make it very short and call it layout. Now, your page layout tab, it focuses on document layout, the design and the page formatting. It allows adjustment to margins, orientation, page sizes, all about how you want your document, the orientation you want for your document. It includes the tools for indentations and different styles and spacing, how you want your document to appear. When you want any of those functionalities, you actually get them here. Uh, Having said that, the next tab is your reference tab. This is basically for citation. It's primarily used for managing citations and references because most of the phrases that you will use in our documents, if it's not us that originated that phrase or message or text or data that we're trying to produce to the public space, because we are using the public space, we should not just do copy and paste. That's what I'm trying to say. So, because immediately you take your document to places like YouTube now, those those statements that you make, if you do not cite them, YouTube brings down that video. So it is plagiarism is a serious case in content generation. So because of that, we will take out our time to explain this page. That the first thing you come across is your table of contents. It's actually divided into different sections like other tabs. You have your table of contents, you have your footnotes, you have your research, you have your citations and bibliography, you have your captions, you have your index, and you have your table of authors. Now, table of contents, most of us who has done one project or the other, or seen many books from one place or the other, you'll be familiar with the table of content, whereby the list of all the paragraphs or topics that will be discussed in that material are all listed. So that's where you find this table of content now is what gives you that on your document. But you can also add text and update your table. The next thing is your footnotes. Maybe take for example, you have the definition like Moses struck the rod on the rock kind of illustration, and people are asking, people want to know where that story came from. So you can just highlight the term rock and put a footnote that this was in Mount Sinai according to the Bible, and you now give your footnotes on that. It's different from citation, but just to give a brief history behind a phrase or a text. So that way we use our footnotes. So you also have your research where you have to search for different things regarding a particular piece of data, or you have your insert and citations whereby you can be able to reference somebody based on the work that the person has done. So primarily, like I said, it includes features like it is basically about how to cite your work. That's what this table frame reference tab is actually referring to. The next thing is our mailing tabs, which is geared towards creating and managing mail merged documents for those that are working in the office environment whereby they will need to be sending mails often. And most people prefer using emails than you sending them WhatsApp messages or sending them a text message. So you can actually have those set of persons listed on this using this tab to have a list of them put as selected as recipients. Then you now have the email sending to them, maybe those people that have agreed that they should be like for those that will be interested in setting up a blog post about their documents, because part of our digital training is you'll be trained on how to use a blog post. Now, when you have a blog post now, it's expected that every day or week, depending on your schedule, where as information will be flooding to your recipients, you have to send them an information. So you cannot just be doing it without having them already arranged in such a way that immediately you finish typing your blog post and doing your stuff, you will just send the emails to them directly. You understand? So that this tab takes care of all that. The next tab is your review tab, which deals with proofreading, reviewing, and collaborating on documents, including spell check and then grammar check. We have tools actually, the AI tools that helps us to check our grammar back more perfect than this, but this is just an introduction for us to know that whatever we type, the system has a way of cleaning it up so that it become so professional. And when we send them to our clients, it will give us a very, very high view of how they see us. Now, the next tab, it refers to the view tab, which controls how the document is displayed on the screen, whether it's going to be on the read mode or the print mode. As it is now, it's presently on the print mode. That's why I can see it like it's on the read mode. It occupies the entire screen, and you are just swiping to read it up. Or in the web layout, no matter the way you prefer it, or it's out there. Then you have your ruler, your grid, or how it is shown is actually also there. So the most important thing at the end of the day is that the review tab deals with proofreading, reviewing, and collaborating information. Now you also have your help. Your help is maybe when you have an issue that you need to maybe resolve with Microsoft Word or something that you're not familiar with. Microsoft Word has actually put that tab there for you to contact them and get to show them, or rather meet with them to let them know what your situation is actually like. So, having said that, there's a tab that is missing from the list. It's called the developer tab. Now, this is the tab for advanced level, whereby you have a product that you have already marketed, and you want to send something like a form to be able to get the quality, or rather how those people appreciate your product. Now, to develop a form, you don't just type a question and answers. Like what I'm going to be sending to you after now, that's all those that will participate in this program, is there will be an evaluation form for you to be able to, for me to be able to know how you grasped what I was teaching you from now. You understand? So we're going to be giving you a little by little and give you evaluation forms. Now, with the evaluation form now, I will now get a feedback to know how well you understood it, the level at, or rather the manner of which you will prefer to be taught, the time. I will get a lot of information from there. But the first point is that if I'm being able to pass my information to you, you understand, all that are being done with Microsoft Forms. In fact, most times when we fill forms online, they use Microsoft Forms to develop it and make it a a mobile functionality whereby they share the form itself And after sharing it, everybody that participates in it do not know that they are actually filling a form in someone else's laptop. You understand? So you can have millions of customers that you can send forms to and be able to know the how well they see your product or the skill you are putting, how do they appreciate it. So with that, you can now be able to know or take the best decision. So, like, take for example, I'm just talking now. I've spoken about the file, the home, the insert, the design, the page layout, the reference, and all that. But how do I now know that the person that was listening to me or the person that will listen to this video thereafter actually understand what I'm talking about? There's no way I will know if I don't have a review question to give to the person. So that review question is actually in the form of a form whereby the participant will fill it and will come back to the recipient, the person that sent it. And with that form now, I'll be able to know um, the, the direction that we are going in all it. But all that will be done with developer tab. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and it's usually when you install Office, you have to ensure that this activate Windows is out of it. Like in my own case now, because it's not there, that's why the developer form is not working in full functionality in as much as I can activate it, but still I cannot really use it as such because I need to activate this window. But when we get to advanced class, which is the paid class, this is the free class now. But in the paid class, I will have to go and get it set up. And with that now, I can now be able to set up forms and order that we're able to teach everybody that will be in that class how to set up forms and get the quality of um, result from their recipients. Now, after talking about, we are still looking at the various interfaces, or rather, the various how the various parts of the interface. We have looked at this section of it, and it told us that this is the ribbon, and the ribbon we have looked at. We say that it's a coagulation of functionalities based on their relations to a particular task, and they are all being assembled in various tabs. And these are the various tabs. We have the file tab, we have the home tab, insert, design, layout, reference, mailing, review here, and help. They are all what makes the ribbon itself. But that's not what we are seeing before us. We also have the quick reference, which is, or rather, sorry, the quick access toolbar. In this case, these are the tools that, or rather, the commands that you it's called a default that you easily use. Like when you open a Microsoft Word document, the first thing that you want to click on is either to open a new document or to open an existing document, or rather, sorry, either to create a new document or to open an existing document. After opening the existing document, the next thing is to edit that document. After editing the document, the next thing is to save documents. So you can see that if you save document with time, you want to email it. So these are the quick access to to Microsoft Word. So it has a toolbar. When you just click come up here, just above file and home. When you come up and click on it, you will see it there and it will open all these things to you. Now, the first thing we need to take note of is our interface, which is the word interface. This is what you are going to face when you come. What you have here is your ruler. I've explained the ribbon and everything that is in the ribbon. So it's your ruler, and then with that you will know you will see a blinking cursor, whereby maybe you type any character on your keyboard, it appears there, and you start working. But um, that is just the overview. What am I trying to say? I just use this short period to explain all that we're going to see in Word. This is what Word has to present for us. So from today henceforth now, we are now going to start creating documents. And the process that we're going to follow is this. We'll be creating new documents. And in creating those new documents, we are going to bring out a lot of different styles or of different templates of documents that we already have out there. The first is that we are going to be choosing the document type, whether it's going to be blank, whether it's going to be letter, or whether it's going to be reporting. We're going to choose different types. So because the way we are going to start with it is that we are going to um, work with different documents, not just trying to explain like what I'm trying to do now, explaining each and every one. No, no, no. You will not really understand it. In fact, until you listen to this video over and over again before you kind of understand most of these terms. But the best way to understand it is when you have a scenario before you, like in the case whereby you have to create a CV, or you have to create a resume, or you have to type a, or rather create a bronchio, or you have to type a receipt. So to build those documents now, that's when you now need a functionality or a function from each and every tab. So in creating a new document, we are going to learn of the different tabs that we use to create the new document. Then next, we'll go to saving and managing the document. We'll show you different tabs that you use in saving and managing that particular document that you have created. Then after that, we'll now talk about the basic text editing, those things that those functions that we use for typing, deleting, and selecting text using a backspace and delete effect. All those will be done on the document itself. That will be basic text editing. After that, we'll now come down to formatting the text, whereby we apply different font styles, their sizes and colors. Maybe take, for example, the heading of a document, we want to make it all bold, and then we want to underline that heading. How to do all that is when we are working on a particular document, you will now see us performing those tasks. But those tasks now is actually listed out here, which is part of the creating, saving, basic text editing, and formatting text. So after that, we will now also look at paragraph formatting. In paragraph formatting is basically about identifying paragraphs and adjusting line spacing, then aligning it to either the left, right, or center. You understand, or justifying those the characters. We're going to learn all that. Then the next thing I will also want to learn as we are working on a particular document is adding lists. As you can see, this particular list of um, list of items that we're looking at here, they are all listed by with this good line. You understand? So we are going to learn how to do all that on as we are working on a particular document. Then, having said that, the next thing will be on a page we'll have to also look at the page layout after adding images and graphics. Okay, after adding lists, we're looking at adding images and graphics. We also look at the page layout, how to adjust our page orientation, whether it's going to be portrait or landscape, whether it's going to, the margins are going to be aligned in a justified form and rest. We're going to learn how to do that. But all this will be done as we are working on a particular document. Then, like I talked about header the other time when I was referring to the insert tab, whereby in the header we will need to add a consistent information to the top and the bottom of the page, like the page number of a document, or a logo that is on the top of every document. No matter how much that document is, even if it's up to 2,000, as long as you are creating a new page, it is always the header that you will see at first. So to have that consistent information, you use header and footer. So as we are working on a particular document, we are going to be going to each and every of these items, one after the other. Then after you finish working on your document, it's always important that you take out time to do a spell check or proofreading of your document. The reason is that some typos or grammatical error may be in your work. So after sending it, you will not want a situation whereby you now have to start running back and say no, deleting, because people will usually get offended when you delete, you send an information, they are trying to read it. Next thing you have deleted it. Why? Because you have seen an error while you were reading it after sending the message, and you are trying to delete it. So people really kind of get offended. When you now post the message again, they will not even bother to go through, because that time that they have been given to you to listen to you, you have wasted that time. So most times usually good that you do some level of spell check and proofreading before your document is being sent to the internet. Then after that, we'll now look at saving in different formats, whereby you will be saving documents in various formats such as your PDF, your old Microsoft Word, that is 97 stroke 93, in different formats, PNG and rest. So how to save those your documents based on the kind of documents that you want to save in different formats. We are going to be looking at them. Then after that, we'll now look at the printing of documents. Printing of documents, the way you can print it. Like most times when people try to print, they find that maybe they are printing on a letterhead, and to be able to print the document on a particular letterhead, you find out that the character is now appearing on the icons and the logos themselves. So there is a way you actually do all that. So you look at all that, and come lastly, we'll have the collaboration and sharing. Sharing in the sense that you are working with a group of engineers or group of persons working as a team, and you have a document that you're already editing. It's good that those documents, the team have their say in the documents. So with that, you can share the documents, and at the end of the day, the the team, all of them, each participant of that team will have that document on their desktop. So with that now, they can be able to do their own edition. So that can be done during collaboration and sharing. So I have taken my time to explain the different things we are going to be doing with Word. And I've also explained to us what is a ribbon and their various functionality. This class is basically to give us an overview of what Word is all about. Later in the evening, I'm going to also give us an overview of what Excel is all about. Now that we now have an overview of what it's all about, I also made us understand that there are different things we can do with this whole overview. First, we have to start with creating a new document, how to save and manage those documents, the basic way we can edit a particular text, and the way we can format that text that we have edited. Then in a paragraph format, how do we want that thing to appear? Is it in a portrait or in a landscape? Is it justified, or is it left aligned or right aligned? All those things based on a document. In fact, when you are looking at a document, until we now tell you that this is what has happened, why it is in this style or format. That's when, or rather, after going through all this, you will now be able to look at a document and say, okay, this is what they did, this is what they did, this is what they did. So you can now be able to reproduce your own. We're not saying that you should reproduce other people's work. We're only saying that after this training, you should be able to present your skill in a Word format. That when someone looks at your document, he's able to tell what and what you can do. So that's the very first thing, in able to be able to translate your skill to digital format using Microsoft Word.